I'm gonna wait another moment. I can't believe that it happened. But no pasa nada, this is life. It's funny because if that happened to me a while ago, I would be stressing out. I'm not very good with technology. Muy bien, muy bien. Oh, mis nenas, you're back. Muy bien. You see? Qué fuerte, ¿no? It just literally... Mabel. Hello, Mabel. Hola. Hola. We just had an adventure. The live stream that I started just quit unexpectedly. And this is the thing, in life, things like this. I can't believe that I'm that calm. But I guess this is thanks to the work that I've been doing with myself. This is exactly it. Maybe it's even better that it happened because, it shows that sometimes in life we're gonna have it like that. We will have some plans. We will have everything prepared. So from our side, everything will be arranged. I was here before 1:30 to make sure that I would not be late, that I'm not gonna have any stories with restarting the computer. And there you go. It can still happen. Okay, let me now introduce myself for those people who don't know me, or maybe who are gonna watch this later on, and that will be the first video that they see with me. My name is Sylvia, and I'm a coach. I prefer the word supporter. Coach is fine. And my mission is to support people in raising their awareness. This is very important for me because I believe that the more of us really understand what our beauty is, what our potential is, we can make this world really a better place. And this is not a cheap slogan. This is this is what I really believe in. Okay, tell me, how are you feeling today? Let's start with this. Let's start with what day you had, what kind of mood you're in. In the meantime, because we have a little bit of delay, so I don't usually see your messages straight away. It takes few moments for me to notice them on our chat. But from what I heard from people is that this day is quite challenging. And I think what the numerologists say is that this month will be kind of without spectacular things outside. However, it's very important because, I'm not an astrologist, I'm not a numerologist. I'm a person who trusts my intuition, who knows that we are all aligned, that we're all part of bigger picture. However, I truly believe that our destiny is in our hands. So yes, the stars may be helpful for us, but very often I can hear this as an excuse from people. They don't take action because something is the conjunction is not right, or no, it doesn't work like that. Of course, everything that I say is very subjective because it's through my filters. And even though I base on other people's theories, and I also use that in my work, let's just remember everything you hear from other people, from coaches, from psychologists, from friends, from anybody. It will be subjective because it's filtered through their personal filters. their experience, their beliefs, they everything that makes their core. So yes, let me say what we're gonna focus today. 'Cause I am a bit concerned that it may happen again. If so, then I'm gonna start another life. Yes, that. uh, Amazing that it happened. Amazing, because I wanted to sort of experience that and see my reaction. Um, and I must say, I'm proud of myself that I didn't panic. I just started another life. So, bravo, Sylvia. um, yes, please share with me. Did you experience anything funny today? Funny in this sense? Or were you proud of something? Were you proud of yourself because of something that happened today? Dime, por favor. And in the meantime, as you answer, if you feel like, no pasa nada if you don't, I will tell you that today I prepared, because we're talking about the last step out of 4, how to prepare to setting goals, how to set them so that we don't give up quickly. Before we spoke about, we were going according to this word, stop. So at the first meeting, at the first live, we were talking about stepping back. Then we talked about the thinking. The third live was about organizing. And now we will talk about how to proceed, how to take action, what's really important. And of course, there's many things that we can consider. However, I chose the essence according to me. So I'm going to give you 3 things of what to do. We're going to make 2 lists. One will be about the things of what to do, and the other, what not to do. Like I told you, I like this KISS method, keeping it short and simple. So we'll be basing on the letter S. Vale? So that it's easy to remember for you. So yes, let me go back a little. I'm surprised, that people are joining, because I thought that nobody would find this live after the previous one shut down. But I can see you people, so say hi. Say hi so that I know who's here with us. And okay, let's quickly recap, because everything that we say is for you to set wise goals and be able to achieve them and not get discouraged. Step back. Quick recap. Stepping back was about, if you want to comment, if you want to add anything that maybe I forget, please feel free to do that, okay? Stepping back was about us moving a bit farther to see the bigger scope, the wider scope. So it's like, zooming out from the picture. If you zoom in, you can see somebody's face in the green. But if you zoom, and you may think that this person, for example, is in pain. Okay, something bad is happening to this person. If you zoom out, you're gonna notice that maybe they're climbing the mountain, and this green is because of the effort that they're making, not necessarily pain, right? So they're not suffering, they're just conquering their fears. And that's why it's good to step back, to see bigger picture, the full perspective. We also um, we're also saying at that life um, about the source of information, right? Being aware that um, there's tons and tons of information, tons. These days, when we open the phone, we're bombarded with it. So it's up to us if we want to get engaged with all that is happening in the world. And yes, there are good things happening, bad things. What we drive our attention to matters. This is what's going to be inside of us. So being selective, not getting everything as it goes, right? It's very important. So if we use social media, then let's make sure that we follow people who are our inspiration. Um, if we read something, let it be something of our interest, not only about the tragedies that happened in the world. If we watch TV, let's make it again. Let's not watch all the sitcoms, right? Because this way we're going to be living other people's lives and there's not going to be scope for our. So that's in a nutshell. If you want to watch this, you can watch it on this channel under the playlist live streams. Okay. The second meeting was about thinking. We talked about the importance of our thoughts. And guys, if I had to name one most important thing, this would be this step. Thinking and our ability of managing the thoughts has a huge, enormous impact on our lives. If we stick to the thoughts that are harmful, that are not making us grow, that are not bringing anything constructive to our lives, then how can we expect that we're going to be growing, that we're going to be discovering the true amazing values that we have? And how can we share that with the world? So sticking to thoughts which are very closely related to emotions, sticking to negative thoughts is something that will definitely, and I'm saying it with full responsibility, it will definitely make your life una mierda. Okay? It will definitely, if not stop you completely, because it depends how many of them there is banging in the head, but they will definitely make your development slow down on your development. Same with emotions. It's okay to be pissed off. It's okay not to feel great. It's okay to be sad. This is all fine. Okay? I know it's not a very fashionable thing to say these days because it's all about positive thinking. No, no. However, there is a grain of truth in this. Once you past this emotion that is negative, that's not nice, like sorrow, fear, rejection, denial. Once you get through, once something bad happens to you, right? Bad in inverted commas. Let yourself feel the emotions that come. It's okay. This is healthy. Suppressing the emotions, I think it's called in psychology emotional suppressment, something like that. Anyway, I may change the word a little, but the sense is exactly this. If we suppress the feelings, they will pop out. They don't disappear. Instead of tidying up, we just put them under the rug and they will pop out sooner or later. And another threat connected with that is that once we build this mechanism of suppressing emotions, oh, I'm strong, no pasa nada, nothing happened, My, let's say, husband, even though I'm not married anymore, my husband cheated on me, but oh, no pasa nada, it's okay. Por favor, it's not. You probably will feel anger, disappointment, frustration, sorrow, and many other emotions. And this is healthy. But do not clinch to this thought, to this emotion. Let it come. Understand why you let the situation happen, or what can you learn from this situation. Because many times we discover something about us, or we see the things that we were trying to deny, but only in situations like really tough, when we have courage to confront them, we notice that we have symptoms of that before. Anyway, let's move on. If you have any questions, please ask me. There are no silly questions, okay? Remember this. Some of my teachers back in when I was studying didn't agree with that. I was pain in the ass with asking questions, but I think that this is why I'm here. No, otherwise I would just record a video. It would be easier in the sense that I wouldn't have, for example, situations like this that happened at the beginning. But it's important to ask questions, okay? If I don't know the answer to something, I'm gonna tell you, okay? So tranquilos. And then we spoke about one more thing. When it comes to thoughts, I recommend you again this episode, this video, because we touched on mindfulness. We didn't talk about meditation much, but when it comes to managing thoughts, these are the two most powerful things. And just very, very briefly, I'm gonna remind you what the difference is. Meditation is is more formal. This is when you set the time, meaning, okay, I'm gonna meditate now. Whether I do that while walking, or whether I do that when sitting or laying down, it doesn't matter. But it's when I assign some time for this activity. Let's call it activity, okay? And it's about the purpose of that is not to think about anything. But of course, there are people who can do that. After years of practice, they can reach this point. But please don't think that once you start meditating, you're not gonna have any thoughts. It's gonna be like super easy. No. First, you're gonna have all the shit that you were collecting in your subconscious mind. First, that is gonna show. Okay? So be prepared not to have any expectations. Okay? This is when it comes to meditation. And it's about observing what you store here in your system. I like to say in our subconscious mind. And observe the thoughts as they come and go without, again, sticking to them. Okay? So this is very briefly. I'm gonna record a video, or maybe we'll do a separate live about meditation, because this is something that deserves definitely much more attention than just a brief description. And another tool that is very, very powerful is mindfulness. The difference is that mindfulness should really be practiced all the time. This means whatever you do, be, I'm sure you heard it, be in the now. Pero sí, ¿qué pasa con este ahora? It means give your full attention to what you do. When you speak to your friend, when you speak to anybody, don't think about how you're gonna respond. Be focused on what words are now flowing from that person's mouth. Okay? When you wash up the dishes, mindfulness is about acknowledging the water. It is very difficult. I know. Like everything. Amores, like everything. You know, when we were kids and when we first got on the bike, was that easy to us? No. We had few scratches, we had few bruises, but we didn't give up, no, because this is what kids do. They're not soaked up with this discouragement, and they say when they fall, uh, they go back again and start walking again, start climbing. Good example, exactly when the child is learning how to walk. The child doesn't say, "Oh, it's demasiado difícil," no? It's too difficult. So I fell down once, twice, three times. Fuck this walking. No, no. Kids say, they try, they look for something to support with, and this is it. We should be like these kids. Just don't expect too much. Don't be so harsh on ourselves. No pasa nada if it doesn't work out in the first go, in the second. But how we can create our reality better, how we can achieve our goals, it's exactly by this patience and being consistent. And this is exactly the topic of today's meeting. So, just quickly to wrap up, the most important, powerful methods that I know, and I know many from coaching, from different levels of self development, the most powerful is mindfulness and meditation. So, mindfulness is quite informal, and this is something that we should practice at all times. And like Mabel said, yes, of course, we were not taught this at school. At least the people that I know, and me personally, we didn't have subjects like this: emotional management, mm, how to cope with our thoughts, how to cope with coming emotions, how to understand them, how to solve conflicts, inner and these that are outside. We were taught different facts, different skills that are very that do not even touch the spheres that are most important. And now that I have clients at private coaching sessions, trust me, many of us have this challenge. And it's not about setting the deadline. Oh, by next week, I'm going to have it sorted out. No, this is a wrong approach. Because that's how you're gonna get discouraged. Without expectation. What I mean by that is not being harsh on yourself. It's okay if you can see that, oh, I let this anger, mm, I let this anger overtake me again. I let myself to be in this sorrow for much too long. Once you realize this, it's never too late to change it. And the last client that I had was a 60-year-old woman um, who thought the same, that it's too late because she didn't practice that, because she didn't do that for majority of her life. I'm gonna say no pasa nada until we breathe. If we breathe, we're giving another day to use it. So we can make the change from now. And like with this riding a bike, is it gonna be easy? Possibly not. It will get easier. Each step you're gonna um, you're gonna notice that it'll be easier and easier. Like with this bike, first we're gonna fall down on the first try after 10 centimeters of riding it, but then we're gonna manage to ride 2 meters, then 5 meters, and then we're gonna notice that, whoa, I can ride a bike. It doesn't mean that I'm never gonna fall off the bike, right? Maybe I will. Maybe I'm gonna hurt my elbow or scratch my knee, but no pasa nada. Things like this happen. So do not give up on you. The essence, the very important thing is, once you realize, okay, so I'm getting in this loop of thoughts, right? Once you observe yourself, this is when the first success happens. Once you become conscious of what's wrong, right? This is the first success. And then you put the work towards it to get better, right? When it comes to mindfulness, when it comes to meditation, when it comes to improving your relations with people. But everything starts from you. And I know some people get even angry when I say that. They tell me about their situations. And, when it comes to this moment of truth, I always say the finger, when you point it outside, blaming, this is exactly from the list of today. When we point the finger outside, that's wrong.com. Okay? The finger should be always directed here. In this situation that I'm in, maybe it's difficult. To many people, it is, because the world is changing. We live in the reality that was totally different a while ago, a year ago. So, yes, of course, it will be tough, right? But let's not start and blame the surrounding. Things like this happen. If we do not have control over that, then what we have control is this. So always point the finger at you, okay? Not to blame. Blame is for, it's a waste of time, really. Constructive, doing something constructive with with your current situation, seeing what you can do, what you can control. This is okay. Blaming, no. Blaming it only spoils your vibes. It only takes away the space that you could fill up with something beautiful. It takes up the space with the dust, with um, with something that is not serving you, like a mud. You can imagine this, no? I just imagine like a black, dark mud that is stopping you from walking. You don't need it, ¿vale? Okay. The third meeting, we covered, in this point, we cover a few things from today's meeting. But also what we discussed in this series was organizing. So stop was step back, think, organize. And I gave you two tools that are purely coaching, because you know that I like using different ones. Those were purely coaching. From one is called Covey Matrix, Time Management Matrix, and the second one was the Pomodoro technique. One will help you to structure the things that you do and sort of segregate them so you can minimize or get rid of the things that will not take you far. And the second Pomodoro technique will definitely support you with overcoming procrastination. Too much control can be sometimes bad, almost for me. Of course, the control, it's like knife. Thanks to the knife, you can prepare a beautiful dinner, right? For your family, for your friends. So it can be used to something very, very good. On the other hand, there are stabbings too. People get killed by the knife. Exactly the same concerns the control. If we try and control not too many things, if we try to control something we do not have any impact on, then it's waste of time. If I, for example, wanted to control, I'm currently in Poland and there are different restrictions. If I wanted to control when the hotels are going to be open, when the restaurants are going to be open, I would go crazy, honestly, because I cannot do anything about it apart from sharing information. So I can maybe influence this situation to a very tiny extent. However, what I can definitely control is what is Sylvia going to focus on this week. So Sylvia has prepared the list of things that are important for her. And here I encourage you to go back to that video about organizing and listen to the importance of the second quadrant. I don't want to elaborate too much because it's on this live. I wanted to share with you a few other things. Some of them we already talked about. But I encourage you to, if you haven't watched that, I encourage you to see the previous live stream about organizing. So, like I said, you're gonna find it on in the playlist live streams. So, control, yes, but the things that we can control. So let's see what we can control. Like I told you, today it's about proceeding. So the things that I recommend you to do, to put on that to-do list, is definitely, we talked about smart goals, right? Setting smart goals. Do you remember? We only touched on that because it's something that you can find almost everywhere. That's why I didn't want to elaborate. I'm just going to remind quickly. SMART is an acronym that stands for simple, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So if I want to say, I'm gonna save the world, right? I'm gonna make the world a better place. This is my goal. It's not smart because how am I gonna verify in a week time uh, that I did something in this direction? It's too vague. If you say, I want to support, I want to improve the situation of animals, this is my goal. No, this is maybe your dream, your wish. The goals should be precise. And again, without freaking out, okay? Smart goal is when you say, for example, on this example that I gave you just now, I want to improve, make the world a better place, which is too vague. But if I say, I want to improve the world, to make it a better place to live by helping others raise their vibes, raise their level of consciousness, right? By doing live streams every week that I was. Exactly, by doing live streams every week and organizing workshops once a month and so on and so forth. How am I gonna check it? Because if Sylvia doesn't schedule a live for weekly, like she said, it means she's not there. It's easy to track. And again, things that Sylvia would like to check is whether it's measurable. Yes, I can measure it. It's one live stream. Is it achievable and realistic? Yes. If I said I want to organize 2, 3 live streams every day, that would not be realistic for me. Because I have other commitments, because I have private coaching sessions, because I have other things that I do, and I know that I would not be able to prepare myself. That would not be realistic for me. Okay, are you with me? So instead of saying I want to, my goal is to support animals, but how are you gonna do it? By raising money for the shelter, raising this sum for the shelter, by visiting some animal shelter and cleaning the cages there, or taking the dogs out for a walk or whatever animals are there. So make it time bound, measurable. When you look back, you can see, okay, I achieved it. Vale? So that's why you're gonna hear, perdona, that the goal should be smart. But today, I wanted to say something in relation to what we spoke about yesterday, a week ago, during the live. Second quadrant. Second quadrant, to remind you, in Covey's matrix, these are the things that, and Covey matrix classifies things, helps us order them when it comes to the urgency and important. And second matrix, uh, second quadrant is this is the place where our important but not urgent things belong. These are not the fires, these are not the problems and that you need to solve quickly. These are the things that you set up for yourself that are in line with your mission, with your vision, that matter to you, that help your life to become better, like building long lasting relationships, like self development. So, all this is from quadrant two. In a nutshell, if you make steps, and this is what I want to highlight today, if you take little steps, tiny, so let's say I want to improve my mm, relationships, my romantic relationship, okay? How are you gonna do it? If you only put it on the list without taking any steps, you may as well burn the list or throw it away. How are you going to achieve this goal? How are you going to make it happen? I can improve the relationship by, for example, spending more time with my partner. Again, this is too vague. So I can say, I can achieve this by setting the goal of arranging one date. So we need to go somewhere on a date or have like a nice dinner at home where we dress up, where we set the music, the candles, once a week. If that's not realistic because maybe you have kids, maybe you have different responsibilities and it wouldn't be realistic for you once a week, do it twice a week. Okay, you know, are you with me? The same will be with everything. If you want to improve the way your body looks and feels, the fact that you put on this list, okay, health matters to me and the look matters to me, it will not bring much, no? But when you say, okay, because health matters to me and how I feel about my body matters to me, uh, I set myself a goal of whether going to the gym or going for a walk. Let's remember, let's start small. It doesn't have to be like everybody else. It can be small, tiny thing. If you are not used to exercises, but you care about your physics, would like to start caring more, start small. That's how you are not gonna get discouraged. Start maybe from walking instead of running. You're gonna get used to being outside, okay? Don't make it 5 times a week. No, because on the third day you're gonna give up. Make it twice a week. Maybe then you're gonna want to introduce the third time. Maybe you're gonna really find it relaxing and enjoyable, and you're gonna introduce different forms. Maybe you're gonna I'm missing a word. Uh, Remodel this goal a little. So the path will change depending on as you go. But very important is this showing up, taking step by step. Many times, due to profession, I can hear people's wishful thinking. And you know how easy it is for me to see whether this person will achieve their goal or not? If it finishes on talking, if there is no follow up, if there is no action that is taken. And I can see a huge progress in people. When you look at them from outside, you will not notice the difference straight away. But the difference that is happening in them, it's enormous. And trust me, sooner or later, and sooner than later, this difference will be also outside. This is how it works. We don't do it to show others something, to demonstrate, to convince, to show that I'm working on me, I'm doing self-development, so everybody should notice straight away. No, no. But after a while, people may even call you crazy at the beginning because of the goals that you set yourself. I'll tell you, no pasa nada. The same people who used to call me crazy, not in the nicest sense, now they either want to arrange a session, or if they're friends, they just want to talk. So and ask for advice and ask how they can move on. The thing is that we don't do it for somebody, we do it for ourselves. So what I want you to highlight today is not only setting smart goals, but showing up. Okay? Showing up, taking step by step, being consistent. It's very, very important. Are there any questions to this part? Hello? So I guess everything's clear. Another very, very important thing when it comes to proceeding with our goals is self-talk. Yes, okay. Once I said it, I'm going to tell you about that. The way we speak about and to ourselves makes huge difference. Okay, step by step. Eso. Muy bien. Step by step, not huge changes. Poco a poco, paso a paso, con tranquilidad, con paciencia, ¿no? With patience. This is the hardest thing to do. But like we said, it's a matter of getting used to that. And then you will see the visible changes. You will want to make them. Oh my god, this is the moment when I got goosebumps. When I get goosebumps. So yes, step by step, this is number one. Second, self-talk. Oh, Dios mío. uh, now I'm very vigilant when it comes to things like this, how people talk to themselves. Because I had to do the work with me. I really was not nice to myself. I was pushing myself in the past, and that's why maybe I chose this profession, because I saw how important it is that we're able to speak to ourselves in a good way. Imagine What I refer to are things like, uh, oh, I'm such an idiot, I'm such a loser. And I get this even from people who are within this self development um, surrounding. That's not the right word, but they come from that. Unfortunately, women are taught to compete against each other. Yes, we're told to compete. Uh, we're told to be shy, humble. Um, if we work to build each other up, the world would be a much different place. Exactly. But the thing is now, a very, very good point. Like I said before, now, can we blame our parents, our grandparents, our teachers, uh, anybody else from our surrounding that they didn't have this wisdom? It's not gonna lead us anywhere. So what we can do is say, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm not gonna change the whole Poland, the whole Spain, all the women in Mexico, all the women in around the world, but I have an impact on the women or men, it doesn't matter, who surround me. I can compliment them. I can speak to them in a nice way. But how I can do it? If I speak to myself in a nice way. You will not give something that you don't have. This is the truth. So, and I know, I'm talking from my experience because it's not about me saying now, perfect Sylvia came over and she knows everything. I've been there, guys. I've been there. I've done that. I suffered. I used to call myself a loser only because I didn't achieve another goal, only because I didn't collect. I never had problems with money, but and at some point I was setting myself goals that were ridiculous, and when I didn't achieve them, I had a very bad self-talk. I had a bad self-talk mm, when I didn't manage to do something, like when I didn't complete the list of things to do for the whole day. My self-talk um, led me to serious problems with my health. Um, Luckily, at some point, and I had to reach the bottom. I think I told you, I was suspected of having cancer, and that was, for me, this was a shift in my life. I said, Nena, okay, you're gonna make a cleaning. Did it happen overnight? No. I was learning. I was learning, and I'm still learning. I still notice that sometimes bad words creep in. But so the essence, to wrap up this point of self-talk, is observe yourself. What words you use. Oh, I'm so silly. I'm such a loser. Or maybe you also say, I have to. I have to do this. I have to do that. And again, we don't go extreme. I don't mean the things that are connected with what you do. Yes, we all have to go to the toilet once in a while, right? I'm not talking about this, I have to. I'm talking about I have to improve. I have to be better in this. Try and substitute. So, first, observe, okay? You don't have to do, like, it's not gonna take you one day. No. I hope it's gonna take you longer. Once you observe what kind of words you use, think how you can replace them. And for example, instead of saying, I have to learn how to meditate, because it kind of gives me pressure, right? I can say, I would really love to learn how to meditate, or I want to. Look at the reaction of your body in your system when you do that, when you use different words. So please write down, make a note of that. Self-talk. The first point is observing what you say to yourself. And second, substitute the negative words for something positive. I was going to say something else here. Aha. Uh, for example, if it's hard for you at the beginning to notice that, you may record yourself. You may just listen to the message that you sent to your friend, for example. Check what words you're using about you, or if you don't want to share this with anybody, you have a right to do that. Take the phone, record yourself a minute, vale? 1 minute is enough. And say how you feel, how your day was, what plans you have. If not in the first message, the words will show up in second, third message. And then make a note. Simple, old school. Take a pen and paper or write it in your phone. I prefer pen and paper, but I'm from the generation of X's. So make a note of these words and just without blaming yourself for using, because you will use them again. However, you will notice them more and more. You'll get more conscious of what you say and how you speak to yourself. Now, when I fail in doing something, and yes, it happens, claro, I'm not perfect, and now I have a right not to be. I say, oh nena, so why you didn't achieve this? Por favor, cariño. And yes, people are laughing, but I can see that they're learning this too. And they start doing that with themselves. So I don't have anything against the laughter. Es muy bien. So please make a note of that. Self-talk. This is number 2. Number 3, and in self-talk we had observation and substitution, okay, of the words that we speak. And one more thing that can be helpful: talk to yourself and about yourself as if you were talking to or about your best friend. If you had somebody very close, think about that, because very, very often we are so much more harsh on ourselves than we are on others, on the people that we care about. Qué divertido, ¿no? We're gonna be with each other until the rest of our days, until the last breath. Excuse me. And we still can be nicer and more gentle to somebody else. So this is definitely that I would recommend for you to make a note of. Another thing, and this will be the last on the to-do list, because I told you I don't want to give you too much. So only step by step, right? Showing up. Second, self-talk. And third is self-reward. Self-reward can be anything. If you've noticed that you are making progress with something, maybe you speak to yourself in a nicer way, maybe you've achieved your goals that you, or the things that you wanted to do this day, this week, or this month. Set yourself a reward and let it be something that is healthy for your body and mind. So getting pissed, yeah, drunk, it's not the best reward because it's not gonna serve your health. Having a glass of wine, maybe, but this I would be very careful with, not to make it a habit. So change rewards. Going for a facial can be a reward for a woman. Mm, Going for a nice meal to the restaurant, fancy restaurant, can be a nice reward. Going to a spa, um, or maybe going to some retreat, maybe going for some yoga session, right? Buying a carnet for the whole month. Mm, these maybe buying something, some nice outfit. So you will know what to do, and it doesn't have to be expensive. So it depends on the current budget that you have. It depends on the time that you have available. It doesn't have to be huge. It can be something. Uh, it can be even watching a movie with popcorn or something as a reward. But change those, okay, and adjust uh, to what you want, to what you like. A nice bath can be, with candles and some essential oils, can be rewarding. For me, for example, what's rewarding is like doing my home spa, especially now that everything is closed. Uh, is doing my home spa, so putting some mask on. I mean, the mask for my skin, um, lighting up the candles, listening to relaxing music, rubbing some essential oils, getting onto my um, acupuncture mat. So this is a reward for me, um, for achieving something. Sometimes I do it just like that, but you know what I mean, no? I don't think we need to elaborate more. So tell me if you have any questions about that. If not, we are going to move. Yes, I think there are still a few things that I could add, but I think I said a lot already. So I want to leave you when it comes to to-do list, because you don't want to be overwhelmed with information. It's not about doing everything at once. No. And you may say, Sylvia, I'm going to start with the goals, and for now, I'm not going to focus on the rewarding part, or maybe self talk. This is what I want to start with. So choose. It doesn't have to be, from tomorrow, from 10 o'clock, I'm a new person. That's another thing. Every time I hear that, now from today, I'm a new person. I know that it's not gonna last long. And I'm not laughing at it. I'm laughing actually with these people, because small steps, not everything at once. We were used to living in a certain way that brought us here and gave us the challenges that we have right now. In order to change that, we need to go step by step, de nuevo, no? Introduce little changes, little steps. That's how we imagine a ladder. If the steps are too uh, high, set too high, I'm not going to be able to reach them. Okay? But if they're close to one another, I'm not going to make too much effort, but I will keep on going, walking higher, higher in our consciousness, okay, in our development. So, or very clear, I will try. Muy bien. And just to uh, give you three things, like I promised, of what not to do. The threads are when we get onto this goal setting, and is that we can see opportunities everywhere, right? And we don't want to lose anything, we don't want to waste it. The thread is, and this is should be on your not to do list, say yes to everything. I'm gonna share with you my personal example. Actually, it was from this week, the past week. I was invited to a project that is, and you know how much, self development and supporting people in this, it is my mission. I know, even if I had all the money in the world, I would be still doing it. I wouldn't be able to function without supporting other people. It took me a while to understand. And this project seemed to be very aligned with my mission at first. However, when we had more meetings, I got deeper, and I realized that, without going into details, it's not for me because there would be more of this, let's say, bureaucratic part. That's not the best word, but let's leave it like that. And I'm more into actions, sharing what I know, sharing my experience, my knowledge, uh, so that people can benefit straight away. Of course, only those who are ready for that. So, even though it was a project where I was invited, uh, there, 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 there are some of my friends who participate. Um, so it was easy to say yes, and it was easy to feel obliged at some point. In the end, I didn't communicate this message yet, but I will not, because I made this decision recently. I'm not gonna pursue, I'm not gonna continue this project, because, no, because I feel that this time is, I can spend it in much more efficient way. And I don't say that the project is bad. It's interesting. However, it's I feel I can serve people better in more efficient way, instead of investing my time in this project. I don't know if you know what I mean. So, and I can hear very often that people say, "Oh, because it felt silly to refuse because these are my friends," or I said no to somebody already twice or three times. Do you know what? It's a beautiful feeling, because soon I'm going to be on this call when I'm going to refuse participation, and I don't feel any weight. I feel so light. My whole body resonates with my decision. As soon as I made it, I felt relief. So this is something that your body will show you different signals. So when it comes to saying, not saying yes to everything, look at your body reactions. If you do it only because somebody asked you, that's a wrong motivation. Do it if it matters to you. Okay? So I hope that this is clear. If you have any questions to this point, so like I said, my advice is that pay attention. You need to know yourself, right? So this is number one. You need to know your values, your priorities, but also pay attention to your body and its reactions. If you make a decision and you feel light, it doesn't mean you're not going to have any work. Okay, maybe the work will be even time consuming and uh, energy consuming. No pasa nada. But I'll give you an example. Last night I finished. I had a coaching session with a different time zone. It was North America. So I finished the coaching session at midnight. Of course, at this point, and considering that I worked before that, even though it was Sunday, for me, Sundays are sometimes I spend at work, at least half of them. Even though I was tired in general, I felt so happy because the session was very successful. The client achieved his goal, and this lightness that I felt, even though I was physically tired, my body was still somehow light. Not only my body, I felt like super energized. So observe your system. If you force yourself, you're gonna have this feeling of no. And if something is in line with you and with your values and your mission, you will feel light no matter of the physical tiredness. So if you don't have any questions to this point, two more things. Very straightforward. What not to do. Say tomorrow. Start today. You, amores, who are here, you are in this group who probably who does not do it. Because you didn't say, oh, I'm gonna listen to something about self-development and setting goals next week. Because this week it's Monday and I'm tired and no sé qué más. I prefer to watch the telly and the sitcom. You didn't look for excuses. It's almost 10 o'clock and we're gonna wrap up soon of Central European time, perdona, but my mouth gotta be dry. So you said it's important. I am important to myself. So you know what? I'm gonna join this chica and make notes of what she says, and I'm gonna start doing it because I'm important, and I'm gonna do it now, right? You said today. You didn't wait for tomorrow, and this is it. So bravo. Continue this way. Muy bien. Well done. If you wanna go start jogging, or start walking, or start reading more, do it today, even if it's a little tiny walk for a few meters, even if it's just one page of the book or a few sentences. You know what I mean, no? So start. What not to do, do not say tomorrow. Start today. So this I recommend to make a note of. And ¿qué más? The last thing, and it's gonna be fuerte, ¿vale? What not to do? Do not wait or look for approval. Amores, when I was changing my whole life, about how many years ago? Let's say 7, it was a process. So anything from 8 to 6 years ago, it was a very strong transformation time for me. I made some decisions that, and many people from my surroundings said, Sylvia, you're not doing the right thing. You are not, you're not going the right direction. And I said, no, Nana, I trust you. I trust you, and you are enough, and your decisions are good for you because you feel that you want to make them. So whenever you're in doubt, whenever you hear from your surrounding, and I know that family, friends, even though they love us, they can be really rough. They can try to impose some things on you. And because you love them, very often you get obedient. Sorry, very late. I will watch it from beginning when it. No pasa nada, amor. No pasa nada. Yes, I think it's worth watching this because it's like you guys who participate. Tell me if this time was worth for you to spend it here with me. Whether this information was any good for you. Oh, my mother Mabel is being watching. She loves you. Oh my gosh, I didn't know, Mabel, that you're Eva's mom. Oh, yes, of course. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so. Oh, now I think I'm blushing. It's good to talk about these things. So, exactly. So you see, oh, I'm getting emotional. I'm very proud of you that you were here because not because of me. Remember, to Eva and your mommy. Really, Mabel. Warm greetings from Cold Pond. And it's not about me, I hope, uh, I'm just some kind of no sé cómo, cómo puedo decir, a bit of guiding light, a supporter, but I prefer to be like a shadow somewhere at the back because you are great with who you are and you do not need other people to be better version of you. You are great on you're great on your own too. But of course, don't get me wrong, I don't discourage you from listening to me. Because at some point in life we need, and I do the same thing, I listen to other people too. Not to live in my bubble disattached. But what I want to say is that let's not get attached to people because everybody can be wrong. Your truth is most important. What you feel, this is what counts. Any kind of attachment to people is not good because, and this happened in the past, that some gurus, I don't have any gurus en mi mundo, in my world, but I do have people who I admire, who I think that they're great and that they do amazing work. So I, but I don't get attached to them. So if they disappear from my life, it's okay. uh, Maybe I will be a bit sad, but I'm still fine. Okay. And this is also something that I recommend to you. Whatever you do, whether you go to different therapies, whether you use the psychologist, psychiatrist, a life coach like me, mm, or anybody, any other, any therapist. I'm not a therapist. Okay. Life coaching, it's not a therapy. But if you use any therapy, do not get attached. Okay. This will not serve you in the long run. Yes, get inspired, go take what's yours, study. Your gurus had their place and time in your life to show you the way. You're the voice in our heads helping us make decisions. Oh, gracias, amores. But this is it. It's okay to have people who inspire us. And like I said, many of you inspired me in some way in my life. Many people I listen to who inspire me. But for me, guru is somebody who, I cherish and I praise. No, it's not about we're all amazing. This is it. We're all amazing. And at certain point in life, we need to hear different things. So, I get really, I don't like when people, I know that when it comes to marketing, is very wise to do, but this is not ethical for life coaches to try to get people attached to them. It's not healthy. I'm here, but you don't have to come here. I will be saying what I have to say because there are people who need to hear it at this stage in life. But you do not need any saviors from outside forever. You only, because this is taking away somebody's freedom, no? And I encourage you to be free. And I encourage you to make your choices. Entonces, our last point was do not search for approval. It's not do something because, if my friend said, Sylvia, maybe you could do this, maybe it would serve you. No, I'm gonna show her that I'm not looking for approval, and I'm not gonna follow this. No, don't do something against somebody. Do something for you. Vale? So, amores, it's already late. Of course, I'm gonna trim a bit the first part when I was just saying that we I was thrown out from the first life. uh, but I wanted to say thank you for showing up, but also I encourage you to thank yourself. Thank yourself because you've made an amazing work right now, today. You are not waiting for tomorrow. So keep it up this way. Next week, there is not going to be any live because I want to prepare. You see, I didn't say I have to. I also watch how I say my things. I want to prepare two things. I want to arrange yoga online that I'll be doing with you. So I'm going to keep you updated. And I also want to prepare the workshops. It will be slightly different. Where it's going to be more interactive and in a bit smaller, let's say, surrounding. So there will be limited places, but like I said, supporting people is my mission. And I know that not everybody can afford private coaching session or workshops or anything else, uh, but they care about moving forward. So I promise to you that I will have live streams uh, every now and then. I will announce it on Facebook, on Instagram, and in personal messages. If I have your contacts, I will let you know. Okay, when the next live will be, and I also keep you updated about other things that maybe you can benefit from. So, amores, again, huge bravo to you. And if you think that this video that we had, your questions, my guidelines, if you think that it can help somebody, even in a tiny way, please share that. I don't do it for, for money because it's free, but I really care that the more of us dig deep inside, we will discover this beauty that we came here with. And that's how we're going to make this world a better place, by sharing this, sharing what the values that we have with other people. And trust me, everybody is special, everybody is unique. However, sometimes there are people who just haven't realized it yet, haven't noticed it yet. So I'm keeping fingers crossed for you. And yes, I'm very honored that you, out of so many coaches online and so many meetings about self development and setting goals, you spent to be an hour and a half with me. Es mucho. Entonces, thank you very, very much. And I cannot wait to feel you because I feel you soon. Okay? And now go and be gentle with yourself. That's how you're gonna spread this magic. That's how we're all gonna make this place better to live. Ciao, amores. You're awesome. Oh, we are all awesome. We're all awesome. It just sometimes we have curtains, in front of our awesomeness. Entonces, it's hard for me to get disconnected, but I will do that. Go and enjoy the rest of your evening and see. Namaste. Namaste, by the way, means my energy is grateful to be around your energy. So, from the bottom of my heart, I'm grateful. Ciao, beautiful. See you soon.